Hello, everyone. How are you today? I am back. This is Lisa Marie Aird with Campus Bound GPS, where we help students and parents navigate the college application process. And this is October Tips. Like I said, my name is Lisa Marie Aird. And for those who do not know me, I am the Collegiate Success Coach for Campus Bound GPS. And I am so excited. We are on day 20, 20. And another thing I'm excited about is I am at my homecoming. And it is always good visiting my alma mater, my home by the sea. And to commemorate that, it's even better when you share it with friends, right? So today's tip is with a dear friend of mine. We've known each other since high school. And we went to high school together, we went to college together, and we still share this wonderful bond of friendship still after the years of past. And I won't add the number to that, but it's been many years past. But she is a friend of Campus Bound GPS. She has been on October Tips a couple of times before. She's been here probably since day one, my first year, presenting these tips. So I'm excited to introduce my dear friend, Tara Jones. Hello, Tara Jones.
Hello, everyone. Hello,
She
Lisa.
is Hello. She is an educator and perfect expert. She deals with high school students, primarily, I believe, primarily high school seniors, but I know it's a mixture in there. But I'll let her tell her story because she says it best.
Hello, everyone. I am Tara Jones. I am a 27-year educator. I am a proud Hampton Pirate. You can see I am also repping my alma mater. And I work with seniors. I have influenced several of my students to follow in my footsteps and attend my home by the sea. And now they are not only my former students, they are now fellow alum. And I feel that it's important to share with seniors and even juniors the importance of curating their college search. It's probably the most important decision we will make in our lives. Lisa and I made the best decision for us, and we come back to homecoming every year. We were virtual during COVID, but we love our home by the sea, and it's important that young people make a decision to go to a college where they are going to fall in love with the campus, with the people. They're going to love their experience, and they're going to want to continue going back to their alma mater, contributing to their alma mater, and influencing other young people to attend their alma mater. So,
Exactly.
yes,
Exactly. So you slipped it in there, but I want to just kind of roll back and have you say it again. Your tip for today is
curating your college search.
I love it.
And when thinking about what I was going to talk about, I spent a few days with my parents before coming to Hampton for homecoming. And I remember what it was like as a senior during my college search and applying for schools. And I applied for 15, 20 different colleges. And my parents told me, you can only attend one. That just resonated with me because I spent a lot of their money on college applications. And the college that I selected, Hampton University, was the one college application that I paid for myself. So I understand the importance of making sure that when you're navigating which schools you're going to apply to, that you're intentional in the application process. So are we ready for tip number one?
Go right. Let's start it. Let's start it.
Okay, so first, tip number one is your major. Make sure you are applying to schools that have your intended major. Now, if you're not sure what you want to apply, what major you want to focus on while you're going through the application process, that's fine. Stay tuned. There are other tips that are going to help you in your decision making. But selecting a school that has your major is important because you're going to be spending 4 years there. And if you know what it is you want to be when you grow up, you want to go someplace that's going to nurture that passion for whatever your favorite subject is and whatever it is you choose to be once you graduate from college. So selecting a school that has your college major is key. Don't
It
waste
is.
don't waste 4 years at a school that's not going to prepare you for the next steps, which is possibly grad school, possibly the job market. So it's important that the school that you are applying to has your major. And you also want to make sure that if they have your major, do they have a career center that's going to help you receive internships, and that's going to help you once you're preparing for graduation with resume writing and your job hunt. Are they going to have recruiters come to the school to seek you out? So make all of
Yeah.
those choices are really, really important.
And I do want to add, especially for athletes, this is really important for athletes because I remember when my son was being recruited, there was a recruiter who did not have his major. However, they had a program that would transfer him into another school so he could get into his major. So you really have to be careful with that.
Right. And you also want to make sure you want to find out, well, when can you start taking your major? So Lisa and I were both mass media students, and we started our freshman year taking courses in our major. There are some schools that you have to attend for 2 years, and then you have to apply to be in your major. So if you spend 2 years at a school and then get to that third year and you're not able to get into your major, you've wasted 2 years. So when you're looking at schools and the attended major, find out when you can start delving into that major, because you might find out freshman year, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and you need to switch gears. So you always want to make sure that you're thinking about what it is you want to do once you graduate from college, and if that particular school is going to prepare you for that.
Awesome. That is a great one.
Okay,
What
we
else do
ready?
you have for us? Yes,
Okay,
I'm ready.
so tip number 2 is the size of the campus. You need to figure out whether or not you want to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond. Do you want to go to a school that has tens of thousands of students and you're in a lecture hall and your professor doesn't know you by name? Or do you want to be in a smaller class setting where your professor can address you by name and you can go to their office hours and they know who you are? And you get to know the people in your class versus being in a large lecture hall and never sitting next to the same person. So you need to figure out what's comfortable for you. Do you want to be on a sprawling campus where you can walk 5 miles from your dorm to your class? Or do you want to be in a smaller, more intimate setting? So you really need to think about those things when you're applying to college. So number 1 is your major, and number 2 is the size of the campus.
Love it. And I think we selected a really good size. Our classroom in our major, actually, I think in some cases we had about 20 people in our class.
Yeah, and 24 for the type of major we were in, because we were in a hands-on major. So we got to operate equipment, we got to participate in the production process, and I teach media arts. So I'm actually using my major in my career. So it's important to give students an opportunity to be hands-on. And you can't do that when you've got 1,000 people in a class. So being in a more intimate
Definitely.
setting is going to be key, because you're going to get hands-on opportunities to do things, as opposed to, okay, you went next, and you really want your professors to get to know you and to nurture whatever your passion is to help you prepare for the next level.
And as you can see, I'm still using it now because we're on camera right this minute.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
can still use your skills, your abilities with passion projects like this one so that you're still nurturing your gift.
And when my students work on projects, I call them passion projects as well, because if you're passionate about something, it's not going to feel like work. So whatever you decide to do when you're determining your major, think about something that you'd be willing to do, that you love so much that you would do it without getting paid to do it. That's what you want to pursue as a career, because if you're doing something you're passionate about, it will never feel like work.
Exactly. Exactly. Awesomely said. All right. What else do you have?
Okay, affordability. That is important. who's going to be financing your college education? If you have above a 3.5 and you apply for a bunch of scholarships, you can apply for many different scholarships and parlay that into full tuition. Are you a scholar where the school is going to be coming after you to give you money to come to that institution? If that's the case, that is awesome. Are you going to be taking out loans? Now, remember, loans, you have to pay those back. So if you're taking out loans, what's your plan to pay those back after graduation? Are you going to do work study, which means that while you're in school, you're also working and you're making money that will contribute towards your tuition bill? Or are your parents going to finance it? A lot of parents end up taking out parent plus loans and taking out loans to help their children go to school. So they're investing in your education. You need to make sure that you're making the best out of that investment because, your parents have probably already gone to school, or your parents can use that money to do other things. They could go on vacation. They could put an addition on a house. They could buy a new car, but they're choosing to
it's
invest
a
in
lot
your
of money.
education. Right. So you got to think about that. College, when we were in school, it was expensive to our parents then, but now college is expensive. Some colleges are over $50,000 a year. So you're looking at $200,000 in tuition for a 4-year degree. If your parents are taking that out in loans, you better be doing the very best you can and getting the best possible grades you can because they're investing in you. So you really need to think about where you're going to school, and if you or your parents can afford it, you can get financial aid, but financial aid doesn't often cover everything. So you've got to figure out if the school that you choose is something that you can afford and that you're not going to spend the next 30 years paying back student loans, and that you're not going to be going out into the workforce and making money just to pay off student debt. So affordability is very, very important.
Great. Great. All right. I know you have a couple more.
Okay, I've got two more. Location, location, location. Where is it that you would like
Yes.
to go to school? Do you want to
On
go
a
to
beach.
school on the other side of the country? Do you want to stay close to home so that way you can go home on weekends? Do you want to be far enough away from mom and dad so you feel independent, but close enough that if you need to go home and do laundry, that it's just, a short car ride or a bus ride away? That's really, really important. And you also need to think about what is it going to cost for your parents to bring you home for vacation? Because you've got
And I like,
Thanksgiving break,
I like
Christmas
that
break.
point. I like that point, right? Because I literally had someone say, I want to be somewhere where I can study on the beach. Well, how far away is that? And when you want to come home, how much does that cost?
Exactly. Because if you decide that you want to go away and it costs, if you're in California and your family lives in New York, that's a 5-hour plane ride, and that's probably during peak season during Thanksgiving and Christmas and spring break, is probably going to cost them $500 minimum to bring you home. So don't put yourself in a situation where you apply to a school and then you're so far away and you don't have a familial unit, you don't have friends of family there that you can go spend holidays with. So location is really, really important. So we've got your major, we've got class size, we've got affordability, and now we have location. So all of those need to be considered when you're deciding which schools you're going to apply to. Because again, college applications, they're expensive. I talk to my students, and when they tell me that they're paying $50 for an application and then they've got to fill out a housing application, that's a lot. So, and then again, they have parents. If you're coming from a two-parent household where your parents make good salaries, you're not going to get that financial aid. So you've got to you've got to take all of that into consideration because, again, most times it's the parents that are footing the bill for your college education. So you want to make sure you're making wise choices.
Love it. Love it. Make a
Okay.
budget. Create a budget.
Create a
Create a
but
budget for applications. You have to
right.
create a budget just for applications.
And you can go to your guidance office and see if they have application fee waivers. So it doesn't hurt to ask. If they say no, then you know that you have to ask your parents to stroke a check for you. But
Or attend
ask.
college fairs where they might have recruiters out there.
Oh, absolutely. There are college fairs all over the country. This is college fair season between now and February. Go to those college fairs. They do on site admissions. They might actually offer you scholarship money on the spot. So you've really got to figure out, you've got to be strategic in your application process. Because if you're only applying to schools that meet these 5 criteria, then that's going to narrow down your choices and you won't be applying to 20 schools. You might apply to 4 or 5.
Okay, so I know you have a big wrap up.
I have one more. The final one, the final tip is culture. What are you looking for in your college experience? Do you want to go to an HBCU like Lisa and I? Do you want to go to a PWI, so HBCU, historically Black college or university, or a PWI, predominantly white institution? Whatever you choose is going to be a good fit for you. So, but you need to make sure that that's what you really, really want. So you're looking at the culture. Are you artsy? Do you want to go to an art school? Are you an athlete? So do you want to go to a school that's Division 1 in sports? So again, you want to take culture into consideration because all these other things will get you there. The culture is what keeps you there. Because if you are at a school and you are not uncomfortable and you are miserable, you're not going to be a good student. You're not going to make friends, and you're going to ultimately end up transferring someplace else. So you don't want to spend time someplace where you could potentially be unhappy. So culture is key. Now, how do you know what culture a school has? College visits. We're coming out of COVID and schools are starting to host college tours again, in-person college tours. So if the schools that you're interested in are having college tours, you want to take that tour. You want to be on campus and talk to the students and just experience the culture for yourself. If they're still doing virtual, you want to join their virtual tours. You want to talk to students who go to that school and find out what their experience is. For example, my niece is at Howard University and she absolutely loves it. And one of my former students is now a senior at Howard University. And when we were on campus, when she was there for the tour, I have great relationships with my former students. I called them up. I said, we're going to be on campus. Come meet us. And he took her to the side and had a conversation with her and said to her, you can be smart anywhere. Culture is important. You need to make sure that you are comfortable, in this environment, and it's about the relationships that you build. So that's the best advice I've ever heard come from one of my former students about the college experience. So you don't have to go where I went or where Lisa went. You can go wherever you want, but you want to make sure that it's a good fit. Selecting a school is just like selecting a comfortable pair of shoes. You don't want to walk around in shoes that are too tight and pinch your toes. You
I
want to
love
be
it.
comfortable. So you need to try on a school just like you try on the clothing that you buy or the shoes that you wear. So those are my 5 tips. I hope you found them helpful, and good luck in your college search journey.
Well, thank you, Tara. I love them. I love you. And I appreciate
I
you
love you
coming on
too.
October Tips and sharing your knowledge, sharing your experience, sharing your stories. And just, let's find a good school, like a good pair of shoes. I love that. You really want lifelong friendships. I'll
Exactly.
just end with that, lifelong friendships. The friends, Tara and I met in high school. However, I think our college experience really solidified our friendship.
Right. And
And
we've been friends longer than we haven't been friends.
that is so true.
Yeah.
Wow. but just, you never know who you're going to meet from orientation day to graduation day. And even thereafter, you still have alum from the school that you bump into, and they're your network. So it's more than just, hey, I want to go to college. It's really curating, to use that word, curating your lifelong journey. And
Exactly. And
this
and
is
we call it a college experience for a reason. You're not just going to class and learning some stuff. You're meeting people, making lifelong friends, you are learning about yourself, you're learning about collaborating with others, and you're creating your future. So this is just one small part of your journey, but for Lisa and I, the people that we socialize with till this day are people that we met a long time ago when we were
a
in
long
college.
time ago.
We're not saying numbers, but yeah, it's been a while since we graduated, and we go places and we meet students who are undergrads. I was in line in TJ Maxx. Can I say the name of TJ? Well, I've already said it.
You
So I
already
was
said
in line and I saw a young lady with a Hampton T-shirt, and I said, "Do you go to Hampton?" She said yes, and there's something that Hamptonians information that we share with each other, so we know that you actually go to Hampton. And I'm not going to disclose that. So if you choose to go to Hampton, you'll find out what that is. But we ended up having a 30-minute conversation, and her mother could not believe that we were two strangers, and we hugged in the store, and then we talked for 30 minutes about her experience, about my experience, and what it means to be a Hamptonian. So and that happens at other schools as well. So again, it's about finding the best fit for you, and hopefully you will have a positive experience like Lisa and I have during our college years and beyond.
Well, thank you, Tara. I think this has been an excellent topic, excellent conversation. Students, I hope you took notes. If not, watch the replay. We are on LinkedIn, we are on YouTube, and of course, Facebook, where we started. So, Tara, I know we're getting ready to get into some homecoming things. So, I want to say thank you. It's been a blast. I appreciate you. I love you. And until next year, hint, hint, come back again, please.
I'll be back for sure.
Thank you. So, this is a wrap for day 20. Thank you all for viewing. This is Lisa Marie Aird with Campus Bound GPS October Tips. And there's more to come, so stay tuned. Take care and bye.
Bye bye.